and welcome to another edition of Mondopad 101. Today's Mondopad 101 video is going to revolve around Mondopad Launch and how to customize the interface. Mondopad Launch has two different avenues to change how your interface looks. First of all, there's the pencil icon in the top, which is referred to as Design Mode. You can enter Design Mode by pressing the keys Ctrl, Alt, and D on your keyboard. Next to that, we'll see that we have a gear icon, and the gear icon is referred to as Settings Mode, and you can enter Settings Mode by holding the keys Ctrl, Alt, and S. As with all software with lots of customization options, it's possible for a beginner to customize their interface so much that they end up not liking where they wound up. The smartest thing that we can do before we get started is make a backup of our interface exactly as it is. So if we ever want to start over from this point, we can do that using the backup file. So we're going to open up the Settings menu and press the button that says Export at the bottom of the window. We're going to save this to our desktop for safekeeping. And there's our file. So let's head on back. We're going to hit Cancel. So let's enter Design Mode. Now, once you click on the pencil icon, anytime you hover your mouse over an element within your user interface, you'll be able to change that particular box. The first notable thing that you can change is the position of the tiles. Simply drag and drop with your mouse. Next, if we'd like to add more tiles, click Change Action Tiles. To add a new application, hit the plus button. At the top, we have a search box, and we can simply search for applications that Quick Launch knows the location of by default, or we can manually add an application as we're doing here. When you add manual applications, there is a chance that the icon won't appear, so you notice inside the Quick Launch interface we still have a question mark. So I'm going to check the box for From Catalog, and then just start typing out the word record, since that's what I'll be using Camtasia for. We see there's a library of icons to choose from. We can pick anything we want here. I'm just going to go with the cassette icon here to keep it old school. I'm not so sure I'm convinced about the gray box though, so we're going to change the icon background here to something that I like a little bit better. That's a little bright. Let's turn that down just a little bit. And I'm also noticing that the word Camtasia Recorder 9 is spilling over the size of the tile. So I'm going to shorten up this name just so that it looks a little bit more presentable. That's better. Now we'll hit OK. Now we'll hit I'm done. That reverts us back to the user mode, and let's go ahead and test out our new tile here. There we can see Camtasia's running in the forefront. And it's already recording because, and here's a little bit of insider info for you, that's the application I'm using to make this video right now, so we're already in progress there. Let's go ahead and minimize that application. Next, let's go ahead and change the image of the box on the left. For that, we're going to go to Settings, Theme, Show Advanced Settings on the right-hand side, go to Actions, and then there we see our image. Click directly on the image and choose Pick Image. I've already got a handful of some pictures that we've got for our theme here today. We're going to be doing something for an airline. So, as you can see, the colors are kind of stark against the background here. It looks okay, but if you understand a little bit about photo manipulation, you may want to consider setting the opacity somewhere around 50%. May help it look a little bit more stylized. So here's the exact same image with an opacity of 50%. Let's save that and see how that fares. As you can see, it kind of blends into the background a little bit better. Whatever theme we're using, the image may look a little bit more like it's a part of that theme. We can also change the name of the room. Let's change this to Conference Room A. Sounds a little bit more official. Next up, let's change the locations in the clock. We'll hover and choose Change Clock Settings. And to add a new city, we'll just hit the plus button. We're going to add in the city of Cascade, which is in the great state of Montana. Montana is in the Mountain Time Zone, so we'll choose that. Hit OK, and then this is going to show that city over at the far right-hand side. And so we need to reorder the cities. So for that, change clock settings, highlight Cascade, and use the arrows to put it where I want to see it featured. Hit OK, choose I'm done, and now Cascade shows in the spot where I wanted it. Next, let's change the logo at the top left. Enter Design Mode, highlight the logo, and hit Change Logo. Here's our airliner theme. Awesome Airways, and we're going to choose I'm done. And now maybe we'd like to change this to our corporate colors, or maybe start from a template. Let's see how we change the color scheme. We're going to go into Settings, turn off Advanced Settings of the Theme tab, and then we're going to choose From Theme if we don't want to choose one of the color schemes that's already here. So let's try this black background here. Hit Save. That looks pretty cool. Let's take a look at what some of the other color schemes look like. Purple. Hit Save. And whoof, that's something, huh? Let's see what else we can find. Teal. Maybe. Let's check it out. Still not sold. That black theme that I chose there is looking better and better every minute. Let's see what else we can find. Maybe dark gray. Not bad. Not as good as the black, but not everybody likes super dark colors like I do. Let's go ahead and leave it with this for now. Now, if you're not satisfied with the layout options of what we've shown so far, there is another layout that you can choose. To get there, we're going to go to Settings, go into the Display tab, and under the Full Screen tab. We're going to change the layout from flat to tabbed. Here you can decide which of your boxes are featured in the new layout. So I'm just going to make some changes here, maybe reorder a little bit, and then we'll hit Save. You can see in this new layout, rather than seeing all of the boxes on the surface, you tap on the different categories on the left-hand side. This layout is targeted at much smaller touchscreens. The Quick Launch software can be used on multiple screens simultaneously. While one is running the flat layout, another screen could be running this layout. That's a little bit more advanced, so we'll talk more about this later. Just wanted you to see that this was a possibility, but I'm going to go ahead and change this back. Change the layout from tabbed back to flat, hit Save, and here we are again. Another really important step is to protect all of your changes with a password. That way if anyone else tries to make changes, they won't be able to without your permission. To do this, we're going to go into Settings, License, Password Protection. You need to enter a password, and you need to put in a password recovery email address. Now we'll hit Save, and if someone in the future tries to go into Settings mode or Design mode, let's see what happens. Right to a password requirement. So if I enter mine, no big deal, everything acts exactly the way as it did before. But without that password, someone's only option is to close the window and return back to what they were doing. One last little tidbit of customization that we want to share with you is how to change the icons and labels for each one of the boxes. So we'll put in my password here. We're going to hide some icons that other people may not need. Hover your mouse over the box you'd like to change and choose Change Header. You can name any box anything that you'd like, and you can also change out the icon. If you have the little checkbox that says From Catalog checked, you can type in a keyword in order to find related icons. So I like this one right here. I'm just going to say OK. And now you can see I've changed the icon and the label for that box. Pretty simple stuff. So now that we've gone to such great effort and gotten our Mondopad to look exactly how we want it to look, what if you had a team of Mondopads that you wanted to apply this theme to? You might have guessed, we're going to return back to Settings and choose Export once again. However, this time we're going to choose Create Room Template. This will essentially make just as valuable of a backup as we created at the beginning of this session, but this will not copy over the license number that can only be used on one panel at a time. Then, on the other Mondopads, simply choose Import and grab that file. If you need any further help from here, The design experts of Quick Launch can be reached at qlsupport@ucworkspace.com. If you'd like to learn more about Mondopad Launch, visit infocus.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the InFocus Corp YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out on any of the latest news and tutorials from InFocus. Thanks for watching.